Alright, so now what we're going to do is, at the moment when you run the game, when it's over, you just keep clicking the green flag and the game starts up again. So this time what we'll do is implement a little feature that's fairly popular where you press something and the game starts again. There's a little bit of checking you've got to do too, otherwise it just, when you start pressing keys like space bars and stuff, if you don't check that you're actually allowed to press the space bar, things can go fairly awry. So first things first, if you can just duplicate your backdrop, and in the second backdrop just type that in your second backdrop. This one we've called brown, this one we've called brown 2. Okay, so you've got that one and that one. Now what does that do? Well, the scripts that are already in the backdrop are down here and they haven't changed. So you've got, well, hang on, that's not quite right. You've got your set positions, all that you should have already, except for that little one there, which is R is now going to be used, and the R is like a counter that's going to check to see if everything's been matched, and if it has, then it'll ask you to press the space bar for another turn. So that's what R is going to do, and it's set there. It's used elsewhere, as you know, up here in the random stuff, but once that's all been done, it gets used again. Now, a couple of small modifications here at the top. When this is clicked, you set R to 0, you switch to brown, and you broadcast again. This was connected before, now they're separate. There's a reason for that, because it's going to come back to here and go through all this again to play another game. So you separate these. So at the outset this happens, but each time you do that. Now up here, the space bar, you know, to get the space bar, when it's pressed, this is a little if statement you need. If R equals 4, then switch backdrop to brown, and when I receive done, which is going to show up elsewhere as well in the scripts, done as it suggests means yes, I've done my matching, my 4 sets of 2 have matched, I'm ready for another game. So when I receive done, if R equals 4, then switch backdrop to brown 2. Alright, okay, so that's what's going on in there. Alright, now let's just go over and pick one of the tiles. This is exactly the same, this is exactly the same, almost. Over here you've got this, okay, is different. This is where your R is being incremented by half. So if you think about it, it's going to increment each time there is a match. So the bat goes in, the bat goes in, it goes up, R goes up and R goes up, so it becomes 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then you're back. So that's the next bit you need to do. Just put that bit there in, and you've got to do it for all of them obviously. So yes, it's a bit repetitive, tricky to know when to, everything else shouldn't have changed except for this bit here. Alright, and we'll just see how we go here. R's gone to 1. Two, 3, 4, press spacebar for another turn, which I will, and away you go.